What is the difference between water and water? You may ask that question. Actually, this is a biblical question, and there is a biblical answer given. The story is found in 2 Kings chapter 5. I will not tell the story, I will read it, and then we'll discuss certain aspects of that story. Verse 1. Now Naaman, commander of the army of the king of Syria, was a great and honorable man in the eyes of his master. Because by him the Lord had given victory to Syria, he was also a mighty man of valor, but he was a leper. And the Syrians had gone out on raids and brought back captive a young girl from the land of Israel. She waited on Naaman's wife, so she was a slave to Naaman's wife. Then she said to her mistress, "If only my master were with the prophet who is in Samaria, for he would heal him of his leprosy." And Naaman went in and told his master, saying, "Thus and thus said the girl who is from the land of Israel." So Naaman here speaks to his king and says, well, she told me, or she told my wife, that I could be healed of leprosy. So the king of Syria said, "Go now, and I will send a letter to the king of Israel." So he departed and took with him 10,000 of silver, 6,000 shekels of gold, and 10 changes of clothing. Then he brought the letter to the king of Israel, which said, "Now, be advised, when this letter comes to you, that I have sent Naaman my servant to you, that you may heal him of his leprosy." And it happened, when the king of Israel read the letter, that he tore his clothes and said, "Am I a God to kill and make alive, that this man sends a man for me to heal him of his leprosy? Therefore please consider and see how he seeks to quarrel with me." Well, the king is obviously very challenged by such a statement. Well, please heal my servant of his leprosy. Well, who am I to do this? So it was, when Elisha, the man of God, heard that the king of Israel had torn clothes, that he sent to the king, saying, "Why have you torn your clothes? Please let him come to me, and he shall know that there is a prophet in Israel." Then Naaman went with his horses and chariots and stood at the door of the house of Elisha. And Elisha sent a messenger to him, saying, "Go and wash in the Jordan 7 times, and your flesh shall be restored to you, and you shall be clean." But Naaman became furious and went away and said, "Indeed, I said to myself, he will surely come out to me and stand and call on the name of the Lord his God and wave his hands over the place and heal the leprosy. Are not the Abana and the Pharpar rivers of Damascus better than all the waters in Israel? Could I not wash in them and be clean?" So he turned and went away in rage. Now, Naaman becomes furious. He becomes enraged because he says, well, why is it that this man doesn't do something special for me? Instead, he says, go and wash in the water. Well, there are cleaner waters than the river Jordan in Damascus. Why do I have to wash in this one? What he did not realize, brothers and sisters, is that he was standing on the holy ground. This is exactly where God is. Today, modern Christianity asks a very similar question to that. The question is, why should we worship Sabbath? I mean, after all, what is the difference between Saturday and Friday, or Monday, or Sunday? It rains on both. It shines on both. People fly in the airplanes on both. People eat in both days, Saturday and Sunday, or Monday or Tuesday. We do all the similar activities. What is the difference? Here is the difference. One is God says, "This is my land, this is my water." Jordan represents the life of Jesus Christ. He is that fountain of water. This is what Jordan represents. What Naaman didn't understand is that God is present. This is where God dwells, and he wants Naaman to become converted, which he does. Here is our obedience to God as well expressed when we obey what God says to us. I invite you, brothers and sisters, to take seriously the commandments of God, and especially the Sabbath, because Humanly speaking, it does not make sense. Humanly speaking, there's no difference between Saturday, there's no difference between Monday or Sunday or any other day. However, for God, there is a difference. We, as Christians, if we are His soldiers, then we must obey the commands of our general. We are His soldiers. Therefore, we must obey what God says. This is His day for His glory. I invite you to do this every week as we come to Sabbath, because there is a difference. It is not just H2O in Jordan. God is present. It is not just a difference in the air on Sabbath. God is present. With God, all things can happen. Thank you again for watching. God bless.